Welcome once again to another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. As always, I'm bringing to your attention two very highly recommended fiction books, both very twisty psychological thrillers, which you will find impossible to resist. As soon as you start reading them, you won't stop. The first one is The Whispers by Heidi Perks. This is published by Gallery, and it retails for $24.99. The book moves back and forth between present day and 20 years ago in Clearwater, England, when several girls, Grace Goodwin and Anna Robinson, were the best of friends. They palled around, they did everything together. Now, Anna's mother died, and her father really wasn't the best parent, to help her over the situation. So Grace's family took her in like a daughter. They included her in all their vacations, and she actually almost became one of the family. Well, when a girl named Heather arrived, Anna sort of gravitated to her. So, the tight friendship between the two girls sort of went, the way of the Etzel. And eventually, Grace and her family moved to Australia. And so, of course, they lost touch with Anna, and she was basically part of history. But during this time, Heather and Anna were good friends. But suddenly, Heather died. She fell from a cliff. Now, they first thought it was death by misadventure. So the question is, was one of the girls responsible, and how did she die, and why did she die? So the book then moves into present day, where Grace returns to Clearwater, England, and Anna's there, and the two sort of get together again. But it's just not the same. It's more like a strained relationship after all these years. Now, there's a night where a bunch of girls, including Grace and Anna, have a big party together. And after the party, Anna vanishes. She has a family, and the family has no idea where she's gone. Work has no idea where she's gone. No one knows where Anna has suddenly disappeared to. Now, her friends think, this is just, Anna just disappearing. And so Grace thinks there's something a little more serious to this. So she goes to the police, and the police really don't have anything to go on. There's no reason to be suspicious. So as we find out, as the book sort of goes between back and forth, past and present, we find secrets that the girls shared, and they all revolve around Heather. And so this is where the twisty psychological part comes, the part that you're going to be riveted to, because it's just like, okay, what happened all those years ago? Were one of the two girls responsible? Were they both responsible? Or was someone else responsible? So you definitely will not be whispering about the book, The Whispers. You'll be shouting out loud saying, this is a great book, and you can't go wrong. So Heidi Perks has really created a first-rate mystery suspense thriller. And the second book is The Ex-Husband by Karen Hamilton. This is published by Graydon House, and it retails for $21.99. This is another, as I mentioned, twisty psychological thriller book. So this is definitely two books, psychological thrillers. This one's very different. It involves two people by the name of Charlotte and Sam. And they were on cruise ships. They were, working on the cruise ships. But while they were sort of the hosts and helping people, they also were helping themselves to valuables that belonged to the people, money and jewelry. But they only took it from people that they thought could afford it. Well, I guess if you could afford to go on a cruise, you could afford to do anything. But they took it from certain people. They targeted them. And so it's very interesting. But at one time, Charlotte, she really wanted to get out of this business, and she wanted to go, more legit. She thought this was not the way really to operate. So once when they were coming back from a cruise, her luggage was searched, and it was obvious Sam had set her up. He mentioned something to the customs people, so they took her aside, and they found a lot of jewelry in there that maybe shouldn't have been there. But as Charlotte found out with their bank account, it was emptied. Sam had taken all the money that they had accumulated. So, and then Sam disappeared. In fact, it appeared as though he fell off a ship and drowned. So Charlotte is, trying to recover her life again, and she goes to another cruise ship she's working on, called the Cleobella. And there she starts getting ominous messages like, I know what you did, and you owe us money, please pay us over £1 million. So, and she has no idea who's doing it. She has a lot of people that she talks to on this cruise ship, and they seem friendly enough, but the question is, behind the smiles and friendship, are they backstabbing, and how did they know her past? Does this have something to do with Sam? Could he be alive? So it really, the deeper we get into the book, the more we find out just what sort of lives Charlotte and Sam had, because this book, like the first one, goes back in time, past and present. So it sort of fills in the blanks as to how Charlotte and Sam kept their business venture going of theft, and who possibly might have been the person that is now coming for revenge, because it sounds like if Charlotte does not give them the money, she's in big trouble. And they're on a cruise ship, so she has nowhere to run. She's on the ship. So the deeper we get into the book, the more perilous it becomes for Charlotte. And at one time, she is sort of drugged, and she's in very dire straits. So I'm not going to tell you everything that happens, but let's just say the end is the perfect twist, as good psychological thriller books do. They have great twists, and there's sort of twists that you never saw coming. So definitely The Ex-Husband is an excellent book. So if you're looking for another great read, you cannot go wrong. So those are the two books I wanted to draw to your attention. Definitely must reads. So when you plan your reading, grab these books, and they're very highly recommended. So please let me know if you agree with me. And as always, please keep watching my other videos. I have close to 200 now on YouTube and Facebook. So until we meet again, stay safe, stay sane, stay social distancing, and do stay in touch. Bye for now, and thanks again.